What's up, everybody? This is Kevin Davis with Team Element here with Bobby Stocks, who is also on Team Element. Today, he's bringing you a very unique Broly BR profile. He went to two events at Anime Gaming in Havelock, and he got first place going 4-0, and then the next week got third place going 3-1, but he was sitting at table one in the last round, just, tiebreakers and whatnot. Anyway, without further ado, let's see what Bobby's Broly BR deck, what it does, because he promised it would be unique. So let's see what the spicy spice is.
Alright guys, so basically Broly BR, we all know what it does. It's Green Broly out of the starter deck. It's supposed to be a really aggressive deck, really aggressive matchup. I definitely first want to say thanks to the Broly Facebook page. They're the main ones who put me on this, and then I ended up tweaking it here and there and basically running it to see how it worked. So a big thing with this format, I was like hand control. All right, hand control is a big thing in this format. A lot of people are able to deal with the 4-6-8 and the aggressive hyper aggro that Broly BR is known for. But I decided to take it a different route, so we're going to get into the deck profile.
Let's see the leader. What's that leader?
Alrighty, this is Broly Evil Unleashed. Front side, you search.
Oh, okay.
Broly Evil Unleashed, you search front side. You search for any one-drop green card in your deck, basically, which is mainly your one-drop Broly and your one-drop Paragus if you need it. 4 life or less. Awaken, untap one, draw one. He has an activate main where you can pop a card on your side of the field and a card on your opponent's side of the field. And whenever you have Sparking 7, I believe you get to draw up until you have 6 cards in hand. So you replenish your hand.
Gotcha.
Alrighty.
All right. Everybody knows about that guy.
All right.
So what we got? What's the spicy spice?
So we're going to start off with the main 3 of your Broly Unrealized Ambitions. We all know what this card does, but for those of you who don't know, basically you play it, you search from your deck, you play it, you take 2 life, and then on the very next turn you can pop it, take up to 2 life, and then you play a 4-drop Broly BR from your hand. Here's the fun part. For Broly rushing
That's the wrong
fourth,
4-drop, but okay.
Broly rushing fourth. He's a critical 20k. You come straight into him after the 1-drop. His only ability is that he is 20k, and he has critical. And whenever he gets popped, you discard 2 cards, and you get to go into this very next guy. You go into this 7-drop Broly the Ravager. Now these, as you already know, are the starter deck cards. This is what comes with the leader, and I was like, well, let's see what happens. Basically, he's a critical 30k. Activate battle once per turn, burst 3. After you do that, your opponent's discards 1 card. So during my turn and your turn, bursting 3, you're going to discard a card.
Nice.
And there's some other cards in here that run off of that, but we'll get to that later. And of course, your 1 SCR.
Hey.
We got some things of the old deck. Alrighty. We ain't really got to know too much about this. We got your 2-drop Paragus. This is the main guy that you kind of want to go into on turn 2, but there's also multiple ways in this deck to be able to go up your chain because it is less of a chain to go up than the other chain. So you got your 4, your 6, and your 8, but this all you got is your 1, your 4, and your 7. So it's 1 step lower, and you're basically, if you get this guy off with a 7-drop in hand, you're going to get to there and start making him discard as early as round 2. Turn 2. Turn 2, apologies. Alright, this Paragus right here, when he enters the battlefield, he goes ahead and he searches for your Broly control mechanism, which you're about to see. Activate main, you can get a Broly from the drop area, or what we're all going to do is we're going to send the 1-drop Broly with it and go in the deck and search for 4.
That's right.
That's just simple.
Unless you, well, no, you can't get the 7.
No.
Never mind.
And then he searches out this mechanism, it's a field card. Take any Broly BR on your field, send it to the graveyard, draw a card, and then it helps you go up your chain. The other card you're able to search off with your leader is Paragus Sacrifice.
Right. That's right. Love that guy.
There's a pretty cool combo with this deck and that card, but we'll get to that a little bit later. And I didn't really do it much, but it's there just in case you need to go up the chain. Activate main once per turn. Choose one of your green cards, and you KO it, and you draw a card. All right, Paragus super combo. I ain't really got to go into much about that. We all know what that does. Draw 2, warp 1. All right. So here's another thing. We got some 1-drops in the deck. We got Paragus Deadly Premonition. This guy, whenever he enters, you search the top 5 cards of your deck for a Broly BR card, add to your hand. This adds your 7-drop, your 4-drop, your 1-drop, all that jazz. Whenever he gets KO'd, he untaps a mana. So basically, if you can play him, search your top cards, use your leader, you can pop him, and pop one of your opponent's things, and you untap a mana. So he's basically free. Zarbon, Frieza's right-hand man.
What is this?
When you play this card, you look at the top 5 cards of your deck. You can choose up to 1 green Unison card with a specified cost of 2, or 1 green Frieza's Army card with a specified cost of 4 or less. So, as you guessed it, you can search out your super combo. You can get your 1-drop Broly, your 4-drop Broly. You can get Premonition if you need it. I mean, there's a ton of stuff. Mainly, this kit card came in whenever I wanted to grab my super combo, just in case, maybe if we hit it. But the reason why these 1-drops are in the deck is because of this card right here. Boom. SS Bardock, Paternal Unison. This card right here has an auto is that whenever your opponent combos a card, you have a choice to be able to take that card away. So basically, you're making them discard again for comboing. So they got to put more into their attacks. They got to put more into kill you.
Is that once per turn?
Yes.
Okay.
It is a once per turn effect. +1, activate main. You may choose one of your 1-drops, KO it, and if you do, your opponent discards a card.
Damn.
So basically, as you can see, you can use this card to pull up your Broly to go into the 4-drop, because he's a 1-drop, and make them discard a card and go into a 20k crit. And if you have Ring in hand, you're good. You'll go into your 7 still. If you have this card and your Paragus, it's free. It's a free discard a card.
Nice.
All right. Here's another card that basically goes off of all that hand control love. Boom. Son Goku, Power of Legend. This card says whenever your opponent discards a card, play this card for free. He is a critical unique. Alright? So basically, you discard a card. This guy's coming out for another crit damage. He's coming in for 15. And he has an activate main. You send this card to your owner's warp up one of your opponent's cards. One of your opponent's back card with energy cost of 4 or less. And then you can't play this card basically by that skill for the duration of the turn. But we got a cheeky way of getting around this. Let's say you have multiple ways of this card in your hand. This card has unique, so you can only have one on the field. So what you do is you play with the Bardock or whatever, pop your 1-drop, make him discard, play one of these guys. Darn, okay, cool, 15k crit. Done. Now, the cool thing about this is you have to use its activate main to be able to not play this card again, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to use our leader ability, and we're going to pop it instead. And then pop one of my opponent's cards. And then if we have the 7-drop on field, swing, 30k crit, burst 3, discard a card. Here's another 15k critical coming right after. So we're going to keep pressuring your life with crit and making you discard. One of the main reasons we got Unisys, this is a new thing that I put into the deck. I did not have this in the first tournament that I went to, but I did add it in due to some people telling me that I should. You've got 2 Frieza's Charismatic Villains. It's the counterplay. Basically, whenever you have a Unison with 2 on it, it's for green. Play this card, KO a 7-drop or less that your opponent plays. I got to do this a couple times, but one of the main reasons that I really wanted to run this card was because of, thank you, Fuse the Masu Deity's Wrath. Alright, so basically, as we all know what this card does, whenever this card attacks, your opponent discards a card, it has Indestructible. So he's going to make you discard a card every turn, no matter what, as long as he's there. You can go over him straight over the 5-drop Frieza that you counterplay. So you counterplay, boom, next turn, send it away, play this guy. Now you got an Indestructible guy making your guy discard every turn.
All right, quick question before you go any further.
What's up?
You know your leader restricts you to 2 guys on board. Why would you want an Indestructible on board?
So that was one of the main problems. I was sitting here like, okay, so my leader can only have 2 guys on board. This guy's an Indestructible. It's only the reason because if they have a way to deal with the chain. Okay? Everybody in this game knows about what Broly BR does and what it does. And if you mess with the chain, that's it. You've got to go back up the chain, Tragic Awakening. You've got to go back to the 1-drop, 4-drop, 7-drop. But with this guy, it's a continuous discard. It's a 20k, and it's Indestructible. Right?
Okay. All right.
There's also a way you can pop it. Indestructible just says that your opponent can't do it. Indestructible doesn't make it where your opponent can't remove it. You can remove your Indestructible guys by yourself.
So you can use your leader effect to get rid of it.
And get rid of it if I want to go.
Okay, cool. So he's not just jammed up on
No.
the... Okay, that was my concern because I have not seen this deck yet. You have not showed me any of these cards until now.
Yep.
So when you said Indestructible, and I love, I run Broly, that's all I run is Broly BR. So obviously my first thing was, oh, well, he's stuck.
Yeah.
But okay, all right, I got you.
All right, next thing you got, this card, one of the main reasons why this deck works and why it runs the way it does is because we got 3 of these beautiful Ribrian Punishing Passions. All right, now I'm going to say that you do not need this card and this Frieza to make this deck run. You do not need this card to make, these cards to make this deck run, okay? Basically, but this card right here makes it a whole lot better. Because you have at the end of turn so much mana up, and I continuously tell people that I play with, I'm like, hey, how much mana do you normally have up at the end of your turn? And they go 2, 3, 4, 5, things of that nature. I'm like, hey, there's things that in this game that you can have in your deck to make use of that extra mana, especially in green. This card, for one, paying 2 green mana to make your opponent discard 2, boom, that's beautiful. Especially whenever you're making them discard ever since turn 1. Turn 2. Apologies.
Yeah, and you can do it to go for game too if they only got 2 cards in hand.
They only have 2 cards in hand. Do this, swing with crit. They got
I'm seeing a price tag on his deck though.
It's pretty expensive. But as I said, you do not need this card to play this deck. I did it week 1 and got first place at AG. I did not have this card nor the Frieza in my deck. This was just something I added in the next week, and I still didn't even get to play it once. It was just there. And also, it's another way to go up the chain, just in case you don't have the 2-drop Paragus. So if in your beginning hand you have a 1-drop Broly and a 4-drop and a 7-drop, let's say you get to the 7-drop later, you can play the Broly, the Paragus, okay? Use the Paragus to pop the Broly, go into the 4-drop, swing with crit. Then you got to wait a turn, but that's still a chance for you to go, and then the very next turn, boom, 1 mana, take away the 4 and the 1, send it away, play this guy, and then you're swinging with crit with your 30k, and you got to discard, then you got to discard off this on turn 3. It's delayed 1 turn, but it's still another way to go up the chain, which was the important part.
I got you.
The Ribriannes, we just talked about that. 3 Tragic Awakenings.
Stable.
Yeah, I'd never used them. Not once.
I use them all the time.
See, I never... So, I don't know what was with my opponents. I'm pretty sure they just thought that it's not the double strike chain, so they weren't really worried about it. But they let my 7-drop sit there and let me burst every turn. And I made them discard every turn on their turn and my turn, and this only came up for whenever I wanted to play the secret rare. I pulled a 1-drop right out of the deck, and out of the graveyard, pulled the 1-drop out and popped it and went down to 1 life.
There you go.
We did it.
There you go.
All right, here we go. We got 4 Shocking Death Balls.
Gotta have them.
And because we're bursting a lot, for the greater good. Graveyard negate. I could end up siding it, but I was like, you know what? We got an increasing deck size for a reason, so let's see what happens. And plus, I burst through my whole deck, so a little bit more cards in my deck seems a little better.
I actually play this card, and I love it. I've actually found that I think you should probably make room for a second one of those, to be honest with you, because,
Possibly?
the way that you burst, and you can still play it from hand if you draw it. It's still a 1-drop negate.
Yeah.
Like I said, in my version, I run the regular, 1, 4, 6, 8.
1, 4, 6, and 8. You run a double strike chain.
Right, I run the double strike chain. I run 2 of these in the deck, and it never gets in the way. Like I said, and it's a 1-drop, literally a 1-drop negate. I don't see how you could just go wrong with it.
Oh, nah, man.
But anyway, that is the deck profile, guys. That looked awesome as hell. Definitely something unique. I have not seen that ever in my life.
Yeah, man.
I just want a quick question, quick question. Your blue matchup, the 5-drop trunks, put stuff back in your hand. How do you contend with that matchup? Because it destroyed me.
All right, so
you try to go into the 4, they put it in your hand. You try to go into the 7, they put it in your hand. What do you do? What is your out to that problem? Because that was a problem.
So basically, it's a lot to deal with micromanagement. All right, so if you completely just let the unisons go off the chain, a lot of the blue decks are running the Zeno unison, which go up to at least 4 counters the first turn they play it. Mm-hmm. So it's a very difficult thing to deal with. But I do say if you're going second, they play the Zeno on turn 2. They have the trunks in hand. They're able to stop you, right? So basically, what I would end up trying to do is I would focus the attacks on it. I would swing the 1-drop at it. I would swing the Paragus at it. You're going to draw 6 anyways.
Right.
So you might as well put something into it. And if they want to combo, I'm sorry, they can't combo. If they want to use negates and stuff like that, go for what you know. That's less for you in the late game.
Okay.
But as long as I get that unison down to 1, we're gone. We're golden. Everything's good. So you got the 1-drop. You got the Paragus. Okay? They're not going to do that to the Paragus. All right? They're not.
Hey, you never know.
You got your leader swing. Sure, you want to be able to draw, but with this deck, you're not so heavy on discarding 2 for every part of your chain, so you're not really worried about it. I'm also see that some of the blue players that I play, they run the Zamasu super combo that taps down my leader.
Yes.
Sure, you tap down my leader. I stop at the 7 anyways. I have enough cards in my hand to survive the next turn. You're not going to kill me next turn. And then next turn, we just make them discard and then go on with our merry way and just keep going. But I do have things in my sideboard basically to help.
All right, let's look at that sideboard real quick.
All right, so talking about the units and stuff, this was just my little thing. Double strike chompers. All right.
Right.
I'm throwing in. They're going to be playing heavy on them unisons, and I'm going to be worried about them so much. All right, cool. We're going to use these double strike chompers. It's either going to do one or two things: make a 40k crit double strike come at your leader, a 30k crit double strike come at your leader, or I'm going to use it on my leader, draw 6 cards, and take away 2 of your counters. That's just it. All right. Okay, so basically 2 of those, dormant potentials, any aggro matchup. I don't want you attacking me a lot.
Gohan reboot.
Yeah, there we go.
That's what I got mine in there for anyway.
Yeah. The Doria, brimming with power. To counterplay 1-drop, counterplay 1-drop that says play this card. If your opponent tries to use any type of cards that like bounce back your stuff, so topos. I'm sorry. Basically, it's for like the negates, like topo negate.
Terrible glare. I can't get the effect. There we go.
Boom.
Let's see what he do. What did he do? Let's see what he do. Affiliate card is mono green. You have
Yep.
Okay.
Basically for topos and things like that. It doesn't stop that you negated attack, but it keeps the topo off the field so that way you can continue attacking and not the discard.
Sweet.
All right. Slumber Strikes.
Mirror match.
Targeted removal. Then we got right here, Bigamore. All right. If your leader card is green, your opponent can attack with battle cards with cost of 5 or more until the start of my next turn.
Oh.
Until the start of my next main phase.
Gotcha.
So it's another Nimbus. Like if they want to go like up a chain per se, Baby, Broly, things of that nature, they just can't attack with 5 drops or more.
Gotcha.
Hard Arrow of Love. Choose one of your green leader cards and battle cards and it gains plus 10k power for the battle. Then if it's your turn, choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards and KO it with energy cost of 3 or less. You can just KO them. So I was thinking more or less like I would think I would maybe put those in for Jeeks, for fighting the Jeeks, but who knows? I haven't really played against any of the Jeeks players yet. I played against one, but he wasn't. Yeah, we ran over that. Jocko definitely came in against that Vajix matchup.
Everybody's screaming Jocko's.
Jocko,
what is
man.
it? Gets rid of the Bibbity.
Dude, you combo them Bibbities, man. Hey, I'll put it back in your hand. I will, to save me from dying, because a lot of people are cocky off them Bibbities, boy. So you just play one of these, combo it away or 2. If they're trying to kill you, take away the Bibbities. That's less that you got to combo up, and then it gives you a possibility of going to the next game. All right, Son Goku in closing quarters. All right, Invoker. We all know why this card is here.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
GG.
So, Invoker, you want to play your Vegetas, that's perfectly fine. The one person that I did play who was running Invoker, sorry, Elijah, I didn't need this card. He didn't have a hand. So, the one game, so my very first time going out to AG, I played Elijah in the 3rd round. And he ended up, I of course sided these in, and he, on game 2, he ended up just hard casting the SCR. Or basically, no, he had enough to play the SCR, and he didn't have no hand. He was like, it was a top deck. He top decked the SCR, and he killed me. I'm like, well, you can't do nothing about that. So.
But you won the match.
Oh, so. Yeah, totally. 2-1. The next game, dusted. But yeah, guys, I definitely would like to thank my teammates, the people who come out and play test with us. Thanks AG for having tournaments again. It felt really good going out and participating in these again. I really enjoyed it. I'd also like to say thanks to the Broly Facebook page and all you guys that commented on the post putting me on this. I hope you liked some of the tweaks that I did with the deck. And I would highly encourage for all you Broly players out there and people who really want this leader to go off, try the hand control route. Yes, rubber hands are expensive, but I guess it's a necessary evil. If you're going to be running hand control, you might as well do the best thing the deck can do. If there's anything else, I'm good.
All right, y'all. Well, there it is. That was extremely spicy. That was extremely random. He did very well with it, and I hope that you guys can, like, subscribe, and comment, and all that other good stuff.
Yep.
So yeah, I have a like I said, I got the other chain, the double strike chain. That I've done all right with it. It's got some kind of rough matchups. I might post that later, but anyway, all right, guys, that's it for this deck profile. Congratulations, 1st and 3rd place with the same deck.
Yep.
And if you guys got any questions, feel free to message Bobby Stocks. he will answer all of your questions.
Yeah, put them in the comments, or if you're part of the Broly page. I mean, it's not hard to find me. Just look for me, or in the main group or whatever, and I'll be glad to answer any questions you may have about the deck. Also, I'm open and willing to accept some supportive criticism. If you have something that you would probably put in or tech in, hey, shoot it by me. Let's run it and let's see what happens. All right.
All right, guys. Well, appreciate you watching. Deuces.
Deuces.